Good morning. It's currently like 9 a.m. on January 22nd. It's Friday. It's brisk outside today. I am going to quickly check on the greenhouse and see if I need to do anything in there this morning. I'm still sporting my... Ooh, I almost dropped you. I'm still sporting my morning tunic. I've just thrown on some boots to go with it because I just can't be bothered to change out of my pajamas to do my morning check-in. So I am heading in now. The heater went off yesterday. We're having a bit of an energy issue because the cord, you can see the yellow cord that goes up there that leads down to the heater, where it's plugged in the house, is like shared with other energy sources in the house, like the plugs that are in the bathrooms. Like I guess share the same circuit as the plug that's on the outside of the house. So when you plug something high power into any of the bathroom circuits, i.e. a hairdryer, or if you're vacuuming in a bathroom with a vacuum, it'll shut, like it'll overpower the circuit. It'll blow the circuit, the fuse. So that happened yesterday. It happened in the middle of the day though, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I was able to just go and flip the circuit. We had finished vacuuming and turn it on. It was in the midday, so it was like, I don't know, 30 degrees outside, but it was still like 45 in the greenhouse just with the sun, the greenhouse effect alone without the additional heater. It is feeling kind of chilly in here. It's reading 60, but it feels cold. I guess not as cold as the outside, which is like 30. So the heater definitely like warms it up a lot. And I'm gonna guess that it's reading 60 because the heater is directly blowing on the heat source. So I'm changing the angle of it a little bit, so it's not like directly blowing on the thermometer, because it's gonna give us a false reading on both our I can show you here, our old-timey thermometer, and then here we've got a sensor that is like Bluetooth that goes to a reader in our kitchen and tells us what the heat is in here, and as well as the ambient temperature, not outside, the temperature in here and the temperature in the house. Obviously it can't tell us any temperature where it's not. So that's a new thing that I got for Christmas, that has been very helpful to check on the greenhouse. I actually knew that the heater must have been off because I was in the kitchen and it said 40, and I was like, or 45. I'm like, that's too low. Like something the heater must be off. Which is, it's good. Like 40 is not too cold for the plants that are in here. They prefer a range of like 50 to 70 for growth. Most of the stuff in here are brassicas that I'm like trying to grow as crop. So 40 is not going to kill them, but it certainly is not optimal for growth. I've already talked about how, like, because we have less sun in the day, they're going to be growing slower, but when it's colder they grow slower as well. They taste better, but they grow slower. So it's mid to late January now, and I've started to prep things in both the greenhouse and in the basement for the spring garden. We're going to be starting to plant sprouts, or start seeds rather. We're going to start seeds in February. I'm going to be doing things like leeks, the brassicas. I'm going to be planting, I think that's all, basically just alliums and brassicas, and I think honestly the only alliums that I can plant are the leeks. They're the most cold tolerant of the spring starting alliums. The garlic already is in the ground and sprouting. I showed you guys that last time. I think that's everything that I'll be planting. So anyway, brassicas are like those hardy green things, like kale, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I think brassicas, I think chard might or might not be. Swiss chard might or might not be brassica. Maybe collard greens are probably a brassica. It's basically those things where they're like very dark green and they are thick. Like the leaves are quite thick. Spinach is not a brassica. That's kind of a bad example because spinach is dark green and a thick leaf. But they're very, very cold hardy, super high in nutrients. I like brassicas a lot. I just made a brassica salad. Oh, cabbage is also brassica. Made a cabbage and kale and Brussels sprout salad with a mandolin slicer, and it kind of was like a mix between a slaw and a salad. It was really good. I used some of my kale from this garden. So things are picking up. The cabbage is really happy in here. The kales are really happy. I'm gonna have to harvest some of the herbs in here because I'm making a soup today. We'll check on the herbs. They're maybe a little bit dry. They're looking sad. Let's check them out.